host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show. We love to help you win as a consumer advocate, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We do that by interviewing all types of great expert contributors. We've got over 50 different show partners, 80 categories of consumer advocate content and advice right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've been on air almost 10 years now, delivering this message of consumer advocacy, helping people understand their buying decisions, making you more street smart, helping you avoid scams and some of these other issues that are so prevalent out there in our community, especially now with technology and the improving technologies, and it's easier to have these different issues come up. But we got a great lineup for you today on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk about equity for homeowners, and I'm talking about the traditional equity that you might think of. Hey, you pay down your mortgage, your home appreciates, now you've got that equity there. No. I'm talking about Joe Biden's form of equity. It's an equity in the form of you having a higher credit score, paying $40 extra a month for the life of your loan. That's the type of equity that these folks want to have on their mortgage payments. We're going to talk about that coming up. Also, we got Ray Hall Appraisals. He's going to break down appraisal values, what goes into an appraisal, and I want to also talk about development and entitlements. What does that actually mean, entitlements and development? How does that play out with commercial land development, commercial real estate, residential development as well? We got Anil Balkissoon back in studio as well. Wealth of knowledge around this model of finding properties, fixing them, renovating them, renting them, and then sometimes flipping them as well. Real Estate College is his website, Real Estate-College. Neil Balkissoon, a plethora of information coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we got a great lineup for you. Now, we always like to thank our sponsors, Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show, Replenish IV Solutions. Say hello to Stephen and Lisa Gunn, and I like to go down there once a month and get a vitamin infusion injection right into my bloodstream, and it makes me feel better. It boosts my immunity, and it's you might have heard of the traditional like Myers cocktail. ReplenishIVSolutions.com. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air here, maximize the exposure for our sellers so they can sell faster, profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. We got a hot listing here at 5010 2nd Avenue. This is a great opportunity, beautiful property that has been renovated. We've got 768 square feet. Now you're close to the beaches and downtown. You got 3-bedroom, 1-bath property. You got an open floor plan, living room as well. Renovated, newly renovated, new appliances, new roof, new wood floors, almost new everything, it seems, on this beautiful property. And it looks like a gorgeous home here. 5010 2nd Avenue South, St. Petersburg, Florida. That's Pinellas County, and it would be a great rental property for you as well. 6504 South Linda Street in South Tampa. This is a great opportunity. Beautiful home. You got a large lot here as well. It's a corner lot location. 6504 South Linda Street in Tampa. 1,900 square feet, South Tampa. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath. Over a quarter acre of land. Updated kitchen and bath. Motivated seller. And they're willing to put some money towards closing costs to help buy down the rate, or maybe bring some money so the buyer would have to bring less money to the closing. 6504 South Linda Street in Tampa, Hillsborough County. You can see all of our listings. Platinum MVP Team.kw.com. All right, Anil Balkissoon, welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Brendan. How you doing?
Excellent. Blessed
Good.
and highly favored, my friend.
Man, I love that entrance. Street smart.
Street
love
smart,
that.
baby.
Street smart. That's the way to roll. Street
That's it.
smart.
That's it, man.
You're teaching it. So that's a great thing.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So when you think about that, what does that mean to you? Like in the terms of your business, when you think about street smart, avoiding those that there's so much commission based advice out there.
Yes.
Right. So what does that mean to you?
Well, street smart to me means saving money.
Yeah.
And not getting scammed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. Street smart. Thinking outside the box. Really, you can't be in the box. If you're in the box, you're not getting anywhere.
Yep.
You got to think outside the box. That's
Yeah.
street smart,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's crazy. One of my associates was doing a commercial. It's so funny. He just started doing social media commercials, and he did corniest, cheesiest commercials.
Yeah.
And his thousands and thousands of people looked at it in 1 minute.
Yeah.
That's out of the box thinking. He's doing crazy stuff, hanging upside down. The graphic designer put him hanging upside down, shaking his hands and just making funny faces. And that's street smart, you know. It's great marketing, you know, just thinking outside the box.
Creativity.
Yeah, creativity.
Yeah, creativity. That stuff goes a long ways these ways, you know. In a sea of, you know, all these different people doing the same thing over and over. It's
exactly.
Like, you know, so I think if you can do that, have that level of creativity, but also lead with, like, you know, hey, where's my juice here? Like, what am I going to get from this, right? What's the benefit to me? You know, if you can kind of lead with that, what's in it for me? Most people think, you know, what's in it for me subconsciously, even if they don't say it. You know, I know in a listing appointment, I teach that in my classes. It's like, you know, the seller's always wondering, you know, how are you going to add more value? Why should I pick you?
Yeah, absolutely. Right? That's it too. What value can you bring too? Yeah. That's a huge thing too. When my students, I teach them, what value can you bring to that seller? Yeah. You know, because if you can't bring value to them, why would they pick you?
Exactly.
That's exactly what I teach all my students.
Yeah. Too. Let's give a little overview too. Kind of back up a little bit. What are you doing? What are you looking for? And how can you help people?
Oh, Brandon, everybody needs a side hustle. That's what you teach too. Side hustle.
That's right.
And real estate's not even the side hustle. It's the hustle.
The ultimate
hustle. I teach people how to get in the game, fix and flip, new construction, Airbnbs. I mean, and we do it very successfully at that. You know. Yeah. And one thing I wanted to talk about a lot today is realtors. I mean, realtors, you guys are 3/4 of the way there. You have a great network. You guys just haven't been trained how to turn that network into your own profitability.
Your net worth.
And yeah, exactly. Your net worth. You have the network, and you can train them into and turn that into a net worth, guys. Yeah. Realtors especially. You guys are 3/4 of the way there. Yeah. They just need that little bit more training, and you're there. They're there. So yes. So you know, we help out people. We really we hold your hand A to Z. Get you through the whole business of fixing, flipping, renovating, refinancing, Airbnbs. You know, we don't believe in rental properties. We believe in short-term rental properties. So, because you get all the same benefits.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of your niche. What I've found is that you look for those areas, and you have this website that will help you do that. But you look for these areas that, hey, this would be a perfect Airbnb, VRBO, aka short-term rental.
Correct.
Because you got to be real careful not to buy in the wrong area and assume that you can, but then you can't, and then the local association or municipality or governing body says no, you're not doing that here.
Yeah. What's interesting to that though, which what you're saying about that is one thing. But I've noticed too, I'm in shock myself. Like, I have a buddy that's doing Airbnb in South St. Pete, and he's doing really well. And South St. Pete, to me, isn't the greatest area. It's more of a Section 8 area. Right. And then I have another buddy. Well, he's not a buddy. I looked him up on Airbnb, and he's got one, not another greatest area. And he's renting his house out. He's got over 60 reviews at $250 a night. Wow. And I was like, and he didn't have any bad reviews. Only one review was, you know, it was an iffy area, but then it was when they said, oh, we loved it because it was so quiet. There's no problems. It's quiet street. I was like, wow. So these areas are actually getting traction too for Airbnbs and Burbos. Yeah. I'm like, wow, because I would have never. I don't teach my students to ever invest in those type of areas. Right. But they're actually proving me wrong, which I'm learning a new trick too. But I don't know if I'll ever go into that area. Right. But I'm just saying. It's crazy how popular the STR market is here in the Tampa Bay, Florida area.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you see that happening. You see that gentrification type thing happening.
Lots of gentrification.
People are investing, and it's it's pushing out some of the riffraff or whatever you would call that. We're talking with Neil Balkissoon here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's got his website, Real Estate College, for more information. WeWantYourHome.com as well. And the ultimate, when you think about real estate, what's the saying that more millionaires have been made in real estate than any other
number one asset class in the world, real estate. The biggest asset class. That's it. Yeah. Learn real estate, and you will have generational wealth for your children.
I want to get to this story too, just because of the ridiculousness that's going on with, the people in charge of this country and new rules for mortgages.
A controversial new rule from the Biden administration will soon force homebuyers with good credit to subsidize high-risk, low-income homebuyers.
Joining us with the details is Daily Wire senior editor Joel Needler. So, Joel, what does this new rule do? Well, John, it looks like the Biden administration is interested in increasing equity for homeowners, but not necessarily the kind of home equity you find in a bank. On Wednesday, the Federal Housing Finance Agency released a statement affirming their plans to modify existing federal mortgage fees to require homeowners with good credit scores to subsidize the mortgages of high-risk buyers. The rule alters the formula used by the Federal Housing Finance Agency to calculate something called a loan level pricing adjustment. LLPAs effectively raise the mortgage rates offered to certain kinds of borrowers. Ironically, this policy was introduced after the 2008 housing crisis to mitigate potential losses from high-risk loans. Back then, if you were considered a risky home buyer, you would face higher fees in order to become a homeowner.
But with this new rule, the formula is inverted.
Right. The risky home buyer will no longer carry the extra burden. That's now transferred over to the home buyers with good credit scores. Those with credit scores above 680 or who made sizable down payments on their home would have their rates raised. Those with credit scores below 620 would pay a smaller fee than they do now.
And how much extra will you pay if you have good credit?
So according to a press release from the agency, the new rule will affect all new loans on or after May 1st. Some reports say it adds about $40 on average to a monthly mortgage payment.
So $40 a month for the life of your mortgage, that really adds up. How is the Biden administration selling this new idea?
Well, like with many other initiatives in this administration, this is another attempt to achieve equity.
So they call it equity, and and it goes back to when you see equity and you hear that term, it goes back to the fact that Republicans believe that all Americans are created equal. That the skin color should not matter. That the United States affords equal opportunity to everyone. Right? The Democrats believe that the United States is inherently discriminatory and that there should be guaranteed the same outcome regardless of effort in the name of equity. So it goes back to that's the definition, right? And when you look at it, so just because I pay my bills on time, I've got a 680 plus credit score, 700 credit score, then I'm supposed to, I guess, inherently give almost like a reparation in a sense, $40 a month. And if you multiply that times 360, that's $14,400 over the life of a loan. So there you go, $15,000 that all of a sudden, slow Biden says I got to pay. Loan level pricing adjustments. And I remember that term from my mortgage days as an account executive for Argent Mortgage. We would have subprime loans, and if somebody wanted to do stated loans versus income producing, proving the income types loans, you'd have these different loan level adjustments. So that's what the FA is going to be doing, subsidizing the risk. So better, you pay your bills on time. Here's a thank you from the current administration. Good job. You paid your bills on time. Thank you. Pay for these people now. Your reaction.
Wow. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
It really is.
I mean, I don't know what to say about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like the most ridiculous thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it didn't go to pass. Sorry to interrupt, but it didn't go to pass. Nobody voted for that. This is just them unilaterally doing it.
Doing it. That's like, well, all I have to say, Brandon, about this is thank God in a year and a half we'll have a new president. That's all I can say.
I pray you're right, my friend.
I know I'm right. And the world already knows we're right.
Yeah.
And the things he's done is just wow.
Yeah.
That's all you can, that's the only word you can sum it up with. It's like, wow.
It really is.
It really is. It's like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you make somebody else pay more money for more just to make sure they have enough money in the bank in case something falls out?
Yeah. Well, these are the same people that give the 8th place trophies. Congratulations, come on the stage. You got 8th place.
Yeah.
No. Either you win or you get runner-up. Maybe, I don't know if 3rd place. Sometimes they do 3rd places.
I'm really speechless about it because I'm in the real estate, game, and I'm like, wow, that's like, wow.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just the rising interest rate, what they're doing, they're stopping, slowing everything down, and I get that, but there's a different way. There's a better way. They're just they're tanking the whole country for those purposes.
Well, I mean, it's the challenge too, though. Like for the person like me that's looking at all this money now, you're looking at where this money went. The latest investigations on the Biden crime family, you've got a dozen people that are getting kickbacks, $25,000 to this distant relative.
Yep.
You wonder if it's all on purpose. You wonder if it's a setup because the CCP, who's emboldening, right? Who do all these actions help? That open southern border, it emboldens China. It helps China. Who flew a spy balloon over our country? China. Who benefited from the Afghanistan withdrawal? China. So to me, it's a setup for World War III, and we're going to get sucker punched.
It's definitely set up.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to leave it there. Anil Balkissoon, Real Estate College, coming up here. More with Anil on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Hey, don't forget about the Rays ticket giveaway. We're giving away awesome tickets. These aren't upper deckers. These are tickets behind home plate. 2 tickets for you and a friend to go to. At Real Mike Murphy on Instagram. At Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram. All you have to do is follow. And then at CQB Show on Instagram as well. So go and like it, comment, and we will hopefully be giving that away in the next few days, next couple of days. More with Anil Balkissoon here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here. Quick shout out to Discovery Golf Cars. If you're thinking about getting a golf car, I highly recommend Discovery Golf Cars. And they are formerly known as Golf Cart Depot. Awesome, awesome folks. Say hello to the team over at their Tampa location, Clearwater location. I saw one in Pasco the other day too. DiscoveryGolfCars.com. They've got the Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, new and pre-owned, utility and commercial vehicles as well. DiscoveryGolfCars.com. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Anil Balkissoon in the house. Real Estate-College is his website. And we talk about these different flips, these Airbnb flips. Last time you were on the show, you pulled out your smartphone. You gave us an update on one of your properties. I think it was a 5-bedroom or something like that, close to Clearwater. I think, and it was mid-March. Yep. Somewhere in mid-March, you had something like $120,000 or $30,000 in bookings already on that one property.
Correct. So, yes. So right now we're up to like 160,000 since the beginning of this year, and that's one property, and the other properties are doing around $6,000-7,000 a month. So do the math.
Yep.
You guys, real estate's the only thing that's going to change your life, and that's the truth. I mean, unless you're a smart guy and come up with an invention or a tech genius.
Yep.
For us average guys, real estate's going to change your life.
Yep.
And that's where you've got to focus. I mean, can you imagine you buy one property and you turn it into an Airbnb, and it made you $100,000 for that year? I mean, people don't make $100,000 in their jobs a year.
Right.
The average American makes what, 60,000?
Right.
I believe it is.
Or maybe less
Yeah,
now.
I think it's. Yeah.
And what are the real wages, right? With inflation, by the time you calculate real wages are down.
And what the government takes.
And that's going up. They're going to have your hand in the pocket.
Imagine just taking 10, 20% down on one property.
Yeah.
And making $100,000 a year. But I could teach you guys how to do that without any money out of your pocket.
Yep.
And raising capital, and then instead of renting the property, you short-term rental it, and you have minimum amounts of money out of your pocket, and you just replaced your job.
Yep.
It's that easy. One property replaces your job.
That's awesome, man.
That's it. I mean,
it's a game
and
changer.
that's how we teach. That's what we teach people to do.
727-263-3707. Text Real Estate College to 727-263-3707. Real Estate College. Anil Balkissoon will put you in touch with Anil. 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, previous shows, and of course great content on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Brandon Rhymes Realty. So Anil, I love that idea. It all starts with the acquisition side too, right?
Yes,
you got to know
correct.
what to buy and what price to buy it. Otherwise, you make mistakes and it costs you
Absolutely.
big money.
You got. Listen, people go out and get realtors to buy houses, which is great. Realtors are my best friend. I love realtors. But sometimes they don't understand how much work goes into a property, how much renovations go into a property, and what exactly those numbers are. So you have to really seek out somebody that's actually done flips and renovations.
Yep.
And remember, contractors are going to rob you all day long. And that's just the truth.
If
of
you
it.
don't
You
stay
don't know
on
what you're
top
doing.
of them and follow
Exactly.
up. Yep.
You don't know what they don't know. It's just a fact, and it's a fact. If you don't know what you're doing, they will walk all over you.
Right.
So you really need to seek out somebody's help that's done the business before, and save yourself a ton of headache.
Yep.
And don't try to reinvent the wheel. If somebody else can help you do it.
Yeah.
And that's the truth for lessening your risk. You're in the business to make money, not to lose money.
There's something to be said about models and systems and mentorship,
Absolutely.
right? If you have a mentor that's done it before, they're going to help you save time and money. Just like we say with the show, like save time and money, avoid commission-based advice, avoid bad contractor advice, or that whole change order thing.
Exactly.
Right? Oh, it's a change order. We had to do this. We had to do more. So the models and systems that's what we do with Keller Williams Realty.
Systems.
And it's very
That's
similar.
what it makes. Exactly. Systems and models in place is what makes you succeed.
Yeah.
Somebody's done it already, and they've made that system to make it work.
Yep.
Replicate it. You know, if
Absolutely.
you find a tweak, great, awesome, you did a tweak. You know, wonderful. But those systems are in place to make money. That's
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Yep.
You know, and the way we do it is I have so many student partners. We call them student partners. I have one student partner that just signed up with me, a month and a half ago? 2 months ago. He's in his 6th property right now.
Wow.
Yep. Doing new construction and flips. And then he's changing 2 of those into STRs, short-term rentals.
Yep.
So,
That's cool.
you know, that's amazing. He just moved there from California to come to Florida full-time. Sold his house. He is here right this minute, buying
Yeah.
a property on the water.
I love that.
For himself.
It's like the story "Burn the Boat," right? Like the military story. It's like, hey, the general brings his army on shore. They burn all the boats. They're like, well, we got to take this island
Yep.
now.
It's
You know?
great.
That's
And
a
these
good
are
one.
these
30
are not
seconds. Back to you, buddy.
these are not uncommon stories too. By the way, my student partners all do very well.
Yeah.
From young to old, they do really well.
Yep.
But if you guys need anything, you can also reach us super easy at 321. Just ask. Any real estate investment questions, I'll be more than happy to give you guys advice.
3, 2, 1.
just
Just
ask.
ask. Yep.
Free real estate advice to you guys. You need anything, just reach out to me.
It's awesome.
Simple as that. And then
Yeah.
text Brandon too if you need to get a hold of us.
That's
too.
a rarity, man. Have somebody with his experience, his level of knowledge and database to say, call 321, just ask, and any question you have. So that's awesome. I appreciate you doing that for our audience, for our listeners, and our review.
Absolutely, Brandon. Only for your show. That's
Awesome,
it.
man. Appreciate that. All right, good stuff.